Welcome to Podcast from the Pit. I'm Hillbilly,
And I'm Casey.
and with us today is Agent Chuckles,
Hi, good
and
morning.
and hopefully Steve, the writing dad. Hey,
What up?
it's a Christmas miracle.
He's like Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once
look,
again, we are
501.
joined by Plastic Profiles. If you're not watching Plastic Profiles, you need to.
Yes,
Look at life. Come on. What's going on,
These-
fellas? I'm
Do it
excited
now.
to be here.
these guys are probably some of the one of the best podcasts on the show or on out.
Oh.
And-
We're one of
I
the
mean-
two best podcasts on the show today.
Oh.
I can tell you that.
Yeah, sorry,
You
Ronnie.
keep
I really
telling me, Ronnie, take a shot. I appreciate that, brother.
I was listening to the last podcast, and you all even gave me a little wink and a nod, and somebody was talking trash about hillbillies. I'm not going to say who.
I didn't talk trash about you, buddy.
I will send you squirrel memes, man.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
what, man?
Yeah,
That's all right. 'Cause
I'm still
I've
getting them.
actually eaten squirrels, and I enjoy it. Okay.
I will send you a pint of squirrel gravy, and you will like it.
That sounds so weird.
I'm
Squirrel.
trying to figure out a way to brand squirrel gravy for the show.
Oh, right.
Squirvy.
Squirrel.
Get squirvy.
Yeah. I guess I need to start changing my name to Squirrel.
Squirrely.
Squirrely Dan. But so today we're doing a list, surprise, surprise, on 1983.
1983.
So
I was 11 in 83.
I was 2 years old. I'm the
2.
baby here.
Yes.
I was 8.
Yes, you were.
Anyway,
Six. The big six.
You know, it never fails. Every podcast, I'm always the oldest.
you're always the oldest, right?
One day I'll catch up with you.
But I'm probably the most
Let's hope
challenged.
not.
If you catch up with us, I've had a bad day.
No, I mean I might hit a time thing and be like, whoa.
Oh, I like that. I like where your mind is going with that. That's great. Get a wormhole or something like that.
Yeah. Get
Oh, look. Oh, I'm like 10 years older than you now. And in case gonna be like, yeah, dude, you're like 10 years older than me now. Ha ha ha.
so if I hit a wormhole, would that mean I'm wormy?
Oh, good. And we will have to like come up with a new nickname.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see what happens. Let's go.
Okay. I mean, worms aren't always the best. They're pretty cool to fish with, but anyhow. So
Before we jump into our list,
Mhm.
I think Chuckles was saying you guys have a show you're getting ready to record. What are you guys working on?
Ooh.
Yeah, we're doing our shipwreck focused episode right after this. Actually, we don't do live though. It's a
Right.
closed. It's a closed studio. So
We sell to
One or two takes.
yeah. But that is yeah. Ideally, just one time through. But that will come out September 8th.
cool.
Nice.
So I guess that'd be next Sunday, maybe. I don't know how the dates work, but yeah. So yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Good. Looking forward to that one for sure.
Yeah. I can already tell you which one's my favorite.
Yeah, me too.
It's not. Sometimes they're pretty easy. Sometimes, they're a little more difficult. But for him, he's just like, is it the new one? That's the one. That's the one I want.
Yeah.
I like progress, man.
Yeah.
If they would take
Also, if nobody's Ronnie is starting to do live streams with
yes.
our guys, and they did a episode where they took all the GI Joe names and see if they're good for dogs or not.
Oh,
It was pretty funny.
that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Pretty good episode. Although I do not agree, I think Airborne would be a fantastic name for a dog.
It would got to be one of those like little small, like a Jack Russell, like one of those things that jump really high. Airborne. Yeah.
You know what? I would do it. I would name him.
Yeah.
Of course,
I know
I
the
don't-
perfect dog for that name. A Belgian Malinois.
Yeah.
No idea what that is. Like,
It's
Neither.
like a
It's like
high
a German Shepherd on crack.
Yes. They are like they can do amazing stuff, like run up walls and like yeah.
yeah.
If
They're-
you've seen a dog military movie lately, it probably had a Malinois in it.
Yeah.
I
A
would
Maligator.
probably use my favorite type of dog for Airborne, and that is a mutt. Mutts are the best.
Yeah.
They're usually free,
Yeah.
and they're usually really sweet and loyal dogs.
The value dogs.
Plus,
Yep.
you don't really have to take them to the vet as much as with purebreds. You know, they don't have those genetic, a lot of those genetic
Yeah.
the issues that come with purebreds, man.
Well, they don't have any of those issues if you never take them into the doctor.
Yeah. Yeah. Get hit by a
No,
car. You'll be all right.
Just don't take them to the doctor.
Yeah.
He just didn't live that long. I don't know. I'm
That's the
kidding.
sto-
I love
that-
dogs. I got one
that's
right
the-
here.
You know, that's actually the story of my childhood.
Yo, if we don't acknowledge it, it's not there. So
Yeah. We
I think that,
that's
yeah.
just the way your arm grew. Okay, like, yo,
you know, I've only been to the dentist once in my life.
yo, that's
And
our place to go to, man. I hate the dentist.
no, dude. No.
I kind of feel like we have to go to the dentist. So.
Yeah, you do. That's
I had
the
I had the side come out of a wisdom tooth, so I went to the dentist, and he's like, "Who's the last one you seen?" I said, "Doctor of mine." He's like, "Never heard of them." I said, "It's my grandma." I said she tied a stringer on my tooth and tied it to the doorknob, and I had no more tooth.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
But
That
Destro
reminds
would
me
be
of
an
that.
amazing name.
Yeah, one of my favorite memes was a guy sitting in a dentist chair, and the dentist is like, "When was the last time you flossed?" He's like, "Dude, you were there."
That's funny.
that is funny. So, y'all have anything new in this week?
Not this week. No. Kids started school, man. We've been on scramble. So I haven't been able to pick up anything yet.
So, I'll show this off. We have
Oh, that's
decals.
cute, man.
Stickers. Awesome.
I like it. I
Got
like
them in, and let me see. I want to thank James Passman. We did a trade, and I got a Masterverse He-Man, a Masterverse Skeletor, a Merman, and he threw in a Squeeze from Origins.
Oh wow.
So I'm thanks Casey for the rabbit hole.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I went to GameStop Thursday because it's either that or Walmart. Those are my two choices when I go to town. And they had a Stinger, and they
Oh.
had a I've totally blanked the purpley ninjas, but they're
Oh, yeah.
The
I know
new
what you're
ones.
talking
ugh.
about. Now I'm blanking.
Me too.
Shadow.
Steve, you're our only hope.
Shadow. No, not Shadow. Night Creepers. Night Creeper. Oh,
Yeah, they were in.
Night Creeper.
golly.
Like, oh, come on.
I think they were in Book of Boba Fett, weren't they?
Yeah.
You guys ever watch that?
Yeah. They run
I
around
was like,
the
come
roof.
on, that's a night creeper.
Yeah.
Now
I couldn't believe they had a Stinger. I walked in, sitting right there. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm gonna buy it now so I don't have to budget it later. I had it on pre-order, but I'm canceling that now.
Yeah, my Hasbro Pulse membership is coming to an end soon since I don't do classifieds.
Hmm.
But that's $50 I save. Actually,
Well, unless they
that's-
start-
buy the hotspots.
I wonder if they're gonna sell their the Super 7 O-rings through Paul's.
Then I'll have to get it again because I
Yep.
love saving on that shipping.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It
as
is
long as you
insane.
do, if you do use it,
Yeah.
it's not a bad deal.
That's
You
right.
save money.
Yeah. If it's like your main place to buy your figures or main second one, but like for me, I do everything there because where else am I going to go? Like you, Purpley Ninjas. Yeah.
That's true.
Purpley Ninja Leader.
There we go.
Yeah. Well, because it's not quite purple, right? It's like a mauve or something. I don't.
Yeah, let's dissect that.
Mauve Ninja.
Let's, Serpentor, who are we sending out? We're going to send out the Purpley Ninjas.
I thought they were more mauve.
I
They're
thought they were
purple.
mauve.
And then it's like a 10-minute conversation before they actually send out the troops. Like,
Oh, okay, let's talk about this.
Purpley or mauve? Which one? I mean, we need to pick one.
Ron Burgundy Ninja.
Ron Burgundy Ninja is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
He had his shelves made of rich mahogany, many leather-bound books.
You can see the luster.
That's what his displays for his swords are made out of, rich mahogany.
Yeah, rich mahogany.
So, segue. So, y'all ready to get into 1983? So, Ronnie got me thinking, and I wish I'd have got this done, but I'm a slacker and I'm like the least unprepared or the most unprepared guest host sidekick in host of podcasting history.
I don't know.
But I'm also unprepared, so this does not work well sometimes.
And so if y'all are out there watching and you want to do this, look up what happened in 1983. That was really fun when Ronnie did that last week or the week before last. So
Nice.
Get
What
to work,
would-
Ronnie. No.
yes, somebody chop. Chuckles has spoken. So what we'll do, seeing I'm heading this off.
Whoa.
Casey, you know what's coming, don't you? This is going to be the order. How we're doing it. Guess who's going first? Yes, I'll go first.
Okay.
And then we'll go Agent Chuckles, Steve the Writing Dad, and then Casey.
I like it.
All right.
So,
Steve's
anyhow,
gonna copy off me. Look at your own
yeah,
stuff.
no
Ah,
copying.
Also, as Hillbilly's reading his number for that pick, he's also got a couple other picks that
Yes.
list that people have sent in,
Yeah.
which is fantastic. And everybody, feel free to send in your 1984 list
Yeah.
to Hillbilly, and we'll get them on the show too.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
And I'll try not to lose them.
If
so-
you leave them, we won't read them.
Yes.
Yeah, guaranteed.
Like, man, I sent mine in. I didn't get read.
Yeah. Well, that happened to a letter to Santa last Christmas. Somebody sent their letter in, and then I lost it, and Santa couldn't read it, and they didn't get what they wanted. So Krampus is coming after me now. So my number 5.
Oh,
Five.
it's vehicles first, right?
Oh, vehicles. Yes. Sorry. Dun 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 dun. dun.
Vehicles / playsets.
Yes.
It
So
can be
my number 3. Yeah, 3. I went to public school.
I see 4 there.
Yeah, 3. That was kind of a joke, Chuckles. Thanks.
Oh, sorry.
3. Dur, 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 dur.
Morning, Adam.
Morning, Adam. My number 3 is the Hiss tank. So for me, the Hiss, I had it, I loved it, and I was like, I figured out that the Tort would pop out. So I would, like, if the Joes were sneaking in somewhere, I'd jam them down in that Tort, and then put it back on, and then put the Cobras in it, and they'd go, and then whenever the Cobras is away, the Joes would pop the Tort back out, and they'd climb out and invade the base, and be like, "Ah, yo, Joe!" And
What comes out?
the Tort, whatever you call
All right, there you go.
it.
There you
Okay.
go.
I was thinking legal, like a tort. The tort comes out.
The what?
It's a legal term. I was a court reporter in a former life. It's a tort.
Okay.
Move along. I shouldn't have.
I can't help it. I'm ignorant.
No, it's okay.
It's just funny. It's all good.
So after this, I'm going to Ohio. So
You know, seriously, this is half our phone conversations. What did you just say, Billy?
what are you doing? Where are you going? I'm going to Ohio. Where's that? It's west of West Virginia, northwest of West Virginia. But anyhow,
Oh, it's a place.
Ohio.
Ohio. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't get that at all. I thought you were saying Ohio. So I thought
He's
you were
gonna
saying-
That's
go
what I
get-
said. Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That's
got it.
kind of dialect for here.
Yeah. No,
And
I
then
got you. But I was like, all right, I'm guessing he'll explain that. 'Cause I don't know what it is.
Don't let him fool you. His wife says it correctly.
Everybody
be
says this.
don't be dragging her into this. She
says
can't
it
help
correctly.
Morning,
James.
James. But so on Larry's 73 Lair Bear, his number 3 vehicle, and he's completely wrong about this, is the Dragonfly for number 3.
Yeah, that's tough. It's on the list, though. I mean,
Yeah. Yes, I do, Ronnie. I need subtitles.
Morning, Patrick.
Morning, Patrick. And then a friend of mine, Gary, who I gave a code name of Calhoun. His number 3 is, well, he's got 5, and but his number 5's the Wolverine. His number 4 is the Viper Glider, and his number 3 is the Hiss tank.
all right.
So, Mr. Chuck.
All good choices.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just,
It is just
That's
3
how-
vehicles and play sets we need, though, right?
Yeah.
right.
Okay, all right. I'm just making sure
Yeah.
because it was hard getting down to 3, and then because I could give you a list of 10, but
Easily. Easily.
Yeah.
So before we get to mine, I'm still brainstorming your play pattern where you would take the tort out, and, sorry, and they would gather inside. The Joes would gather inside, and that got me thinking. Like, Cobra probably did the same thing. We're going to build a large wooden badger, and then we're going to get inside and
Yeah.
Monty Python style.
It's just something 8-year-old hillbilly did.
Yeah, no, I don't
Yeah.
judge.
I get it.
And like, if I had other Cobra characters or figures that needed to go, I'd jam them down in there and off they'd go. But it was kind of like they sitting
Right.
or sitting. If
No, I understood. I understood that one.
That's all right.
but it's like this sitting because you could bend them and then shove them back in there,
Yeah.
and then you can put the tort back in. However you say that, that's bugging me now. And you twist it back in there, and you put the little pew pew guy in there, and Send them on their happy little way.
I like it.
All right. So my number 3 was the APC.
That's
I love the APC. It was one of my first bigger vehicles. It doubled as a collector case. The debating how good a collector case it actually was with a hole in the top of it, and then the head would come out if you broke the little tabs. Yeah, it's whatever you want it to be. Do you want it to be like an armored assault vehicle? Yeah, it's got a gun on top. Is it a carrier? Yeah, you could fit more guys than they had out at the time in that thing. So APC was my number 3.
Nice.
Nice. That's pretty cool. My number 3 was the Polar Battle Bear, the little ski.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that because in New York you could take the figures outside and you like snow battles, and that was just really cool to have a snow vehicle on that would just ski over, because he was like the cavalry. He would come in and like save the day. So that was my number 3. That was hard too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a good pick though. So, my number 3 is I just love these. It's a Cobra Fang.
Yeah.
I know they're unrealistic. Really can't drive them or fly them like that. But they were so cool, and for the price, we could get a couple, and me and my brother can both have them, and just have the Wolverine blow the crap out of them.
Cool, man.
They were. It's still to this day one of my favorite vehicles.
Well, I like we're gonna make a helicopter with no cockpit. Just no canopy. Okay, cool. And we're gonna double down and have them drive on the skids too, holding on tight. Sure, why not? I'm loaded up with guys. Just whatever. We'll have a guy riding underneath too in the bomb bay. Whatever.
Well, the Shark did that.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, you can actually plug them in. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So my number 2 is the pit headquarters.
Which you have one. It's sitting right over there. I just haven't got it.
What? I never had it. I thought it was cool because you had a place, like a parking lot for your vehicles. You had a parking spot for the Vamp. You had a spot for the Mobat. You had a spot for the Dragonfly, and you could put Rock and Roll out on the little gun turret out front, and he'd get shot. And, but anyhow, that's my number 2. And let me see here. Larry's is the His Tank.
Nice.
And then Calhoun, his is the Dragonfly.
Nice.
All good picks.
So Chuckles?
Yeah, my number 2 is also the HQ. I got it for free from an old man down the street, and it sounds weird when you say it like that. But I guess his grandson or whatever didn't want it anymore, and it had to have just come out, but
that just caught up to me right now.
Yeah, and he used to give me candy all the time too. It was weird.
Did he try to get you to go to his basement for popsicles?
Well, I had to get the toys.
Did he talk with a whistle?
Hey, you want to come downstairs and get the APCs?
I got some toys.
I got some toys for you. There's a grunt and a rock and roll.
This kind of sounds like me. There's an old man down the street going to give me a headquarters. Sorry, Casey.
I'm old.
Oh, God.
Got to start.
But you can just have it.
That's hilarious.
All right.
Were you done? Like,
Am I done?
yeah, were you done? I felt like you were about to say more until we made fun of the old man.
Well-
Do we have to have like an intervention and get you some therapy?
It did. And then he said he was going to give me his take, and he never gave me his take. And then, like, he said he had version 1.5, but he didn't have version 1.5. It was just version 1.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened. Kind of. Except he had one of the. This was in Central Florida, and he had a 3-wheeled bike. But basically, he was like, "You want some GI Joes?" I'm like, "All right, whatever I gotta do."
$20, $20.
I'm hungry. You made me give me a sandwich. Oh, you got puppy too? Cool. Check it out.
You got candy?
I hear me.
All right. Go, Steve. Go, Steve.
All right. My number 2 is also the pit headquarters. I never had it myself, but it was something that, when you saw it come out on the, you wanted that. That was it. Like if you went to your friend's house and he had it, it was the coolest thing. And I always wanted it, as a kid, because I love the room that you can have to put the jail, the different vehicles if you had them. I love the fact that the helicopter could go on the top, so that was always pretty neat. Like it was everything included. You can make an entire scenario in that one place. Like it was just cool.
The big issue with you, it would have been a choking hazard.
Oh, but yeah, I was too young. You know what I'm saying? But you get older, man, and these things just spill out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Other people have them, older brothers have them, and it was just real cool to play with, man. It wasn't until later you learn the names of these things, because as a kid you don't remember. It's just like, okay, that's cool. It's my little snow vehicle, or jailhouse or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you for sure at 2 years old said snow vehicle.
I had a very high vocabulary. And
by the way, are you referencing the unauthorized landing pad as a roof for the jail version of the HQ?
Yeah.
A lot of people
I never did that.
I didn't either, but I've heard a lot of people do that.
I've heard tales.
Yeah. Now
My prisoners were free to get out. That broke the storyline.
They just climb up. I'm like, all right, they're looking around. Okay, well, these guys.
I used my imagination. It had its own roof.
That's ultimately what I really did. Yeah.
All right, so my number 2 is the Cobra Hiss. I love the Cobra Hiss. It doesn't look like now I'm older, it doesn't look like a practical tank, really. But
it's not a tank.
It was awesome.
Nice.
It's a Hiss tank.
It's a high-speed Century
tank.
Yes. So, my number 1 is a biggie, because if I could go back in time, I'd jump out of my own closet and punch myself in the throat and say, "Get the wheel." It's the Dragonfly. I had 2 of them. I got the one in '82. It promptly broke because of Little Hillbilly loved it, and he played with it till it fell apart. And so yeah, my number 1's the Dragonfly, and then Larry's number 1 is the Wolverine,
Nice.
and then Gary, his is the Sky Striker, Ace and the Tomcat.
Nice.
Which I never had the Tomcat as a kid, or the Sky Striker. I've got the 25th or 50th anniversary, whatever it is, and I don't know. I'm not crazy how they did Ace. He's more of a astronaut than he is a pilot. So
Michelin Man.
yeah.
You want to
So
look more Top Gun?
yeah.
I've never seen
Yeah.
Top Gun.
It doesn't
I,
hold up. It doesn't hold up. I don't recommend it.
Hmm.
Maverick
I
is
have
okay.
no
but-
desire.
Maverick
Yeah.
is pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan. So
Take him or leave him.
Dirt.
Yeah, you know, he's cruising a lot in that movie.
yeah. The favorite part about the Dragonfly is it had that turret on the bottom of it. So it'd turn.
Yes, it does. Indeed.
Just smile and nod.
Hmm.
So Chuckles, what's yours?
My number one vehicle / playset is the Sky Striker. It was amazing. I can remember opening it on my birthday, and I won't tell that story. But I was just like, it's so impossibly big. How I don't know what I could possibly do with all this. But it was amazing putting the decals on, and yeah, it was really good. Awesome vehicle. Ace, he wasn't great, but you could at least take his helmet off.
Yeah.
But the Sky Striker more than made up for it itself with just the awesomeness of it all.
Nice.
Yeah, and you can flip the wings out.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Senior Steve.
Mine was the and this I actually had this. It was given, I guess, handed down from an older cousin, and it was the APC.
Ooh.
I love jamming all the figures in there, man. Like that was just a cool aspect of it, you know. I could get them in there, you know, and just take them wherever I needed to take them. And I love that. That was one of the toys that it was okay to play in the bath with because it was able to float. And I swear, it's like you could put all the GI Joes in there, and it just kept floating. And I thought that was cool because, you know, sometimes you don't remember things like offhand until you go and do the research. You know, like, okay, well, what was this? And then you say, man, I had this, and then you start remembering all of those times that you had with that specific toy. You know, so I thought that was real cool when I saw it and it hit me. Like, man, I remember that. And like, you know, so. That's my number one.
Very cool.
The APC I forgot to mention. That's if you broke a thumb, you became the APC driver.
Yeah.
So my number one is a Dragonfly. Love it.
Nice.
Always have. It was hard for me to leave the Sky Striker off the top 3 list because it was one of the first like big items I got when I started getting back into Joe. I mean, I had it as a kid, but I did manage to get one at Kokomo Toys a few years ago, and it has 2 parachutes with it and everything.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
So yeah, so it's
That's
a really,
cool.
really nice thing to have. But honestly, as far as like fallen child memories and all that, I would have to say it wasn't in my top 3. So Dragonfly is number 1.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Here comes the big list. Action figures. Figures. So my number 5. I remember getting this guy and I was like, he is pretty cool. Snow Job. This is
Yeah.
this is
You all right?
Yeah, because anyway, I'm not gonna.
I know.
You get me.
Sorry, Hillbilly. Go ahead, please.
it's okay. I'm curious now, Steve.
We're just being immature over here.
Oh, okay. He comes with his own gallon bag of snow, but white powder.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. He'd be popular in places in DC, but anyhow, yeah, Snow Job. I got him, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And so I played with him until it got to summertime, and he went into the box and didn't come back out until winter.
Right.
So
Wow.
What is he gonna do at the beach? You know?
yeah. Well, closest thing I ever went to beach when growing up was we went to Virginia Beach one time. We couldn't even get onto the beach because there were so many people.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So, but we went to the river a couple times and played on like sandbars and whatnot, but that's about it. But yeah, that's my number 5. And Larry's is Torpedo.
No.
So
Terrible nickname for Torpedo.
that'd be a good nickname. That'd be a good name for a dog, Torpedo.
Torpedo. Oh yeah, Torpedo would be good.
But and then Gary's number 5 is Snow Job. Went to the creek. I did that a lot. So yeah, Gary's number 5 is Snow Job. So Chuckles.
Yeah, I like Snow Job. Snow Job. I've another memory of Snow Job with an a mysterious older stranger. But I won't go into that either. My number 5 is also my number 1 best animal name is Destro.
Oh, nice.
That'd be a great dog name. But Destro's my number 5. Just his little backpack opens up and he's got all the stuff in there that you can't do anything with, but you can pretend.
Yeah.
And his helmet was super shiny chrome, and yeah.
Nice. Oh, mine was actually Snow Job. You know,
Nice.
I never was a true like fan of the character itself. I thought it was cool that he matched with the polar bear. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like. So he was the guy that came in. You know, he matched. Everything was set, and so I remember playing with that, and so he's my number 5. Like I gotta put him there.
Hey, Ronnie, just so you know, we have asked, so maybe you could talk to him too. We'd love to have
Yes.
him on.
Yep. I'm going to get on him starting as soon as we get off of here. Larry, if you're watching, and I know you are, you're going to come on whether you want to or not. If I have to, I'll come down to your house. I know where you live, and I'll broadcast live.
I can see you with a mic. Like, all right, here we go. We're gonna
This
So,
is Hillbilly
mine-
Harbor outside Larry's house, waiting for Larry.
Broadcasting live.
My number 5 is Torpedo.
Okay.
Look, I've said that I don't do classified unless it's something I really, really want. Now, you make me a torpedo that's not in wetsuit, or a wetsuit that, when they're like, they look like SEALs, like from
Yes.
SEAL Team or something like that.
Yeah.
Or I would love to see a Snow Job where he's not in a white outfit, because they do more than just those things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You give me those, I will buy them just because I've never had those before.
Nice.
Like I
But
put
Torpedo's
a
awesome.
torpedo together out of Marauders figures. He's
good.
I got him right here. Maybe if I can reach him. This is no, but yeah, I got him in the camo boonie cap. He's ready to rock and roll. Take out some bad guys.
Nice.
See, that would be
So-
cool, classified style.
Yeah,
Torpedo's face, have them all geared up.
Yep.
I like the
Hasbro,
one
make
they-
that happen. I'll buy it.
I like the one they did. I think it was in the New Sculpt era where he had the little cap and he was wearing like a green sort of jumpsuit. I think. It wasn't really like tactical gear, but it kind of looked like, hey, I'm just walking around the base, man. You know,
Gary
I can't remember
Wayne,
which one it was, but I like that one.
preach it, brother.
Yes, that would be awesome. I would buy that. Preferably 1/18 scale, but I would buy a classified.
Yeah, preferably 1/18th, the Lord's scale.
Good Lord, Scott.
So, my number 4, Major Blood.
Nice.
I seen him whenever I was a kid. One of our friends had him. I was like, holy cow, this guy's cool. And I couldn't figure, I thought his arm, the right arm was all just armored up. I didn't realize it was a robot arm where you got it blasted off or something. But I was like, man, this guy's really cool. And now I have one of my own. And I'm like, he's still really cool. So,
Cool.
Major Blood. He thinks he's a poet and he just didn't know it.
The Attica Gazette, is that what it was?
Yeah. So, and then
What's up,
Larry,
Zazel?
Morning Zazel. And then Larry's number 4 is Major Blood.
All right.
And then Gary Wayne, who's in the chat, his is Airborne. I know it.
Sweet.
4. The guy's got some taste.
Thanks a lot, Adam. We appreciate it.
Thank you. You be safe down and under. Yes, sir. If it would have been the year that what's his name came out. Yes, sir.
Nice.
I can't think of who the guy's name is that is Ronnie's avatar. Shoot.
Xandar.
Yeah. I'd have used Xandar. So, Chuckles?
Well, I was just thinking about Major Blood. Really, if you really look at his file card, they don't outright say it, but if you look at our show on Major Blood, he was in some really tumultuous times in like it was Africa and those countries that he's banned from. Some really bad things happened in the 60s and 70s that he would have been in that area in those times. Oof, really bad stuff. Like he might be the worst one based on their file card, but
I'll have to go back and re-listen to your episode on that.
Hey, Adam, I believe there's 4 Aussies in the chat right now.
So my number 4 is kind of a sentimental pick because he's really cool, but I don't think he really deserves this high. But Rock and Roll, 1.5 swivel arm, but the whole 1.5 wave was so much better than the straight arms. But Rock and Roll.
Right on.
Mine was Leatherhead. Leatherneck. Excuse me. I'm thinking Leatherhead. Leatherneck.
No, he wasn't in 3.
Yeah, I think you're off a couple of years.
Am I?
Yeah. You mean
Gung
Gung
Ho,
I think. I think you mean Gung Ho.
You were a kid. You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get a pass on that.
They all
You
came
will
out in
allow
1983 for Steve.
What was you thinking, Gung Ho?
That's what I think.
The Marine, he had the
Yeah.
cap
It's
vest.
Gung Ho.
Gung Ho. Okay.
Yeah. No
Which
shirt.
one is Leatherneck then?
He's the one that's in all. Yeah. We talked about him recently in our stuff.
All right. Gung Ho.
He's the one that comes with extra
Has to be
fists
the
for
one
punching
who had
snakes.
the big Marine tattoo.
Yeah. The eagle, globe, and anchor. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And the reason why my brother's a Marine. So by the time I was playing with these figures, my brother was already enlisted, and it was a big deal in our house. So that was actually one of my favorite figures because it always reminded me of him,
Unless I'm wrong, Adam, I believe Joe Hunter 73 is from Australia as well. I could be wrong. So my number 4 is Doc. I thought Doc was a great character. As a kid, though, I thought that thing he had with him was a weapon, not a.
Yeah, a flare.
Oh, that. I thought he's swinging a stretcher around, clotheslining people.
I thought that's what he was talking about. Like I was like,
I forgot about his little.
Sorry, I thought you told me one time you're from Australia. I'm sorry.
We'll allow it. He's honorary Aussie now.
Yeah.
there you go, let him in.
So, my number 3 is Torpedo. I really dug him. He was just fun, and I'm like Casey. I wish they would have done a version 2 where he's in his camo and not just a wetsuit, because then he'd have been more. I would have played with him more, I guess.
Nice.
So that's my number 3. I like the accessories he came with. I like the thought that he came with flippers and the scuba tanks and stuff.
Yeah, those are useful for water. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you guys use the scuba tanks as a jetpack with those little deals on the side?
Yep.
Yeah.
I did not.
No?
It was like an underwater jetpack for him.
Yeah,
It made him swim faster.
Yeah.
So
I used it could boost him out of the water for short. Like he wasn't flying like Superman, but like
yeah.
No, like he was dolphining. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Get it done, Ronnie.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
And like I said though, make it happen in classified. I will buy it.
nice.
I'll admire it from a distance. I may not buy it.
Hey, you too, Patrick. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning
Be
in.
safe.
See you, Patrick. Good luck with football.
So Larry's number 3 is Doc. And then Gary Wayne's number 3 is Cobra Commander.
Now, at that time, it wasn't a melon, right? It was on the pegs.
I think it was on the
Crazy.
pegs. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
I think
I'm struggling to remember if Major Blood was a mail away in '83.
He was both, if I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I
That's
I
what
know
they
there
said.
there was a Duke mail away, which I'm
Yeah.
hoping I see number 1 for Eric.
On 3D Joe's, they had they showed that there was a Major Blood mail away and a Duke mail away.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
anyhow,
Did you guys ever do any of the mailaways?
I want.
I think we
wanted-
got Duke. I think we got Duke when I was a kid.
I wanted to, but my mom's like, "No, save your points. There might be something else you want more." I'd see something else. I'd be like, "Mom, I want to order." No, just wait. Save your points. And somewhere in the hoard that my mom had, there's probably an envelope with a bunch of flag points in it.
Because you always told the wait.
Yeah, yeah. I had. Hey, Duke. But yeah, I had all these flag points. I was like, I thought there was a lot. I didn't have many, but I'd cut them out of everything that I get my hands on, even if it wasn't GI Joe. I'd like cut the UPC out. No, but I had all these flag points. I was like, I want to order something. Mom's like, just wait.
Can I tell a sad flag point story real quick?
That's cool, Gary.
Awesome.
So I was at Joe Fest 3 years ago, and I come across a carded Airborne from '83. I
Uh-huh.
only wanted $60 for it. So I pick it up, and I'm like, and it looked kind of funny through the thing. I turn around, somebody had cut the flag point out.
Oh.
So I passed. If
Uh,
I'm going to get a carded airborne, I want it to be pristine.
Yeah. Only Melloway I ever got was the I picked this up a few years ago. I got the Manus, the wind surfboard. I was at a shop, they had it for $5. I was like, I will buy that. It's just about complete. I mean, it might be missing a little odd and end here or there. I think it's missing a remote for the gun. But other than that, it's complete enough for me. So,
So where'd we leave off?
Steve.
Steve's number 3.
Or no,
I
Chuckles.
didn't do number 3. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
My number 3 is Airborne. He is I didn't have him as a kid pick, and I do have him now, and he's super awesome.
He's okay.
He's all right.
He's all right.
Yeah.
Butane Eric.
Tell me how you really feel, Casey.
No, as for me, my number 3 was Cobra Commander. No, again, when the time I was playing with these figures, Cobra Commander was the leader, and he was a little bit of a sucker, retreat all the time, like fall back. But he was the leader. He was Cobra Commander. He was a big deal. So yeah, that was fun.
Rumor has it he was once a man.
Once a man.
The one thing I wish they would have done with Cobra Commander is instead of making him always retreat and be a coward and bumbling fool, make him frickin' ruthless. I mean, they had the one issue where he kicks the dog,
Yeah.
but I mean, just,
You got to read the Inner John. You've got your wish.
Yeah.
He is ruthless.
Yeah. But I mean, just downright just cutthroat. Make Major Blood look like a candy striper.
He does. Trust me.
So
my number 3 is Major Blood. I think Major
Nice.
Blood is a great character.
yes.
It was only reason he's not higher than number 3 is because 1 and 2 are 2 of my favorite figures of all time. So he just came out the wrong year.
So my number 2 is he's not a great figure.
All right.
Yeah, the hairdryer radar gun pistol is kind of lame. But it's cool that it plugs into his back. I need to get that for
Rechargeable laser.
Yeah, I need to get that for the 2 Cobra Commanders I have. I have the grill, my grill one, the hooded one, and I have the battle mask. But my number 2 is Airborne.
Okay.
I never had him, and now that I have a vintage one, looking at him, I'm like, this is a great figure. So
I agree.
thank you, Casey. So Chuck, oh, sorry. I'm trying to keep up with 3 lists here. Larry's is Airborne. And then Gary Wayne, his is Destro.
Both good picks.
Yes. So Chuckles.
My number 2 is Grunt. Swivel Arm Grunt was the commercial for my buddy, my buddy and me. Like he went with me everywhere. Backpack, gun, and helmet all survived until the great send off of all my Joe figures. But yeah, he was awesome. He looked just like a regular. I used him mostly as his own character, as his own individual person. But you know, I had a version 1 grunt that had been bitten by a dog. So if I ever wanted him shot up, I would swap out real quick. And then I've got no thumbed, dog chewed, laying there for Doc to save.
Did you ever replace him?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I replaced him. Yeah. And I got them all back and then some. Yep.
Okay.
Nice. Now, my number 2 was Destro. He was just a cool figure. Like, you know, when we watched the cartoons, that's how I used to kind of got their character, you know, from. And I like the fact that he didn't care if he offended Cobra Commander. Like, he was always at his throat. Like, look, you're a bumbling idiot. Like, there was no respect there. Like, he did. So I kind of like that, you know, that rebelness in him. And that was one of my favorite characters.
My number 2 is also Destro.
Nice.
And yeah, for everything you just said, he's a great character. I loved him in the comic books. He's got his own sense of honor, but I think money rules all.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll put this to the side if it's paid well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So,
Disagree, Adam. I would name my dog Airborne if my family ever let me name our pets.
Airborne. I'm still saying Belgian Malinois. Would that be great for Airborne? Because the SEALs will actually, if they have a dog in the unit, they'll repel with the Malinois between their feet or between their legs, and they'll repel from their helicopters and stuff with them. They'll skydive with them.
Nice.
I mean, they're like literal fur missiles.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Skidmark is a good name for a dog name.
Why'd you name him that? You don't want to know. We removed all of our carpets.
And the yard.
So
So-
we're at the magical number 1.
Turn here.
Magical number 1. Before I do my number 1, I've got an honorary mention. And it is Snake Eyes version 1.5. That would be a good name for Malinois.
Snake Eyes for life.
Snake Eyes for life.
Yes.
Snake Eyes for life.
Snake Eyes for life.
Eyes for life.
I still have my 1.5, but he's got a. Yeah, it's not Duke. It's not little Dookie. But I still have my 1.5 Snake Eyes, but he's just got a version 1 waist. Long story there. I'll not get into it. But my brother owes me a version 1.5 Snake Eyes. So
I'm not going to get into it. Just know there's a blood feud. Got it.
yes,
30 years.
it's only been almost like 41 years. So
There you go.
he owes me. He owes me
It's
big
growing.
time.
Wow.
Yes.
Well,
With interest.
But my number 1, Destro.
nice.
Main reason, I'm a hillbilly and I like shiny stuff. That nugget is like, if you have chrome rims, man, you can put chrome rims on an old beater vehicle, and it is like the sharpest vehicle around. So imagine the Clampett's truck with chrome Krager rims on it, man. That would be sharp. But and he was like the late disco era. He had the V-cut shirt down to his navel, and he was showing all the chest, which I thought it was like an undershirt.
I did
Yeah,
too.
I never thought that was his skin. Yeah.
No, I did too. I thought it was an undershirt all day.
Thanks for watching, James.
Thanks for watching. Be safe, brother. And he had like that big ruby on his chest. So yeah, Destro, my number 1.
Well, it was close to the 70s, so They got to
Yeah.
pass with the collar and the chain.
Yep. He's popping the collar. He's like, yeah.
I'm richer than all of you.
Yes. Larry's number one is Destro.
Good pick.
And then Gary Wayne, his number one is Torpedo. And I want to read something he put in here. He sent me. Let me see here. Torpedo was me, but I never really used his weapons or flippers, etc. He looked like a ninja, so that's how I used him. He had his play pattern for Torpedo was Torpedo is a ninja, and that his secret identity was Gary Wayne.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
but yeah, I mean that's what it was all about. I mean, Snake Eyes. I mean, I didn't know what he looked like underneath the mask. I think that was a big sell for him because people could have pretended it was them.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I didn't know until the mid 80s that Snake Eyes couldn't talk. So, but that's all those. That's awesome, Larry.
Cool.
And Larry, the people have spoken. You are coming on the show. Again, if I have to broadcast live from your house. So, Chuckles?
I'm still trying to get the image of you panning for Destros in a river. Just
What is
if you go to a beach, I found Ripcord at a beach. So I mean, panning for you might find Destro in a river. I don't know.
Some neighbor kids came over and knocked on the door. It was several years ago, and they said, "We was at church and we found it." Be safe, Gary. They said we found the toy and we didn't know what it was, but we know you collect toys, so here. They found a worm in the creek, in the creek at their church. They was just out playing, and there's a worm half buried in the creek.
Was this recent, or was it when you were a kid? Just kids are
When-
bringing you toys.
Just a few years ago.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and he doesn't have his helmet. I took him apart. I replaced his O-ring. I still have him in the collection. Cleaned him
Nice.
up, of course. Cleaned the gravel out of him and sand. But that was pretty awesome. I never find nothing cool like that. I mean, I'm gonna have to get me a mining pan and go out and start panning for Destros now for his nuggets.
Okay, my number one is I wouldn't normally like this figure, especially this high, but because of the nature, I think Mail Away Duke is amazing, and it's that little sticker that does it. Just that little patch. If you put it on his arm and not in a stupid place like his backpack or all the places I've seen it on eBay, I'm like, no, I'm not getting it on his backpack. Oh, put it on his arm. Or, I've seen it on his forehead. I've seen it like you would put it everywhere. But, but yeah, that little patch just makes the whole figure amazing. Without the patch, I don't think it's amazing, but it's still a great figure. But
I'm not sure if the Duke I have is a Mail Away or not, but he doesn't have a patch on him or the sticker. So I'll have to look
it's
at
easy to
see
fix.
what
You can
year
just
it is.
repro a sticker and throw that on there.
I can hear the dog.
I think your dog might have to go out.
Yeah.
That was a
No,
mistake.
she wants a treat.
Treat. Yes.
If she's
That was
good for the whole
involved.
show, she gets one. So she don't get one. No, I'm just kidding. I'll give her one.
It's been an hour, guys. Come on.
No, you knew the rules.
I need a cookie.
You get a shoe. Whoopah.
It's hard to tell her no. She's a good girl.
Yeah.
Feel you. Well, my number one dude is
Now she's a bad girl.
She's like, I hear you talking about me.
No, that's
Damn,
my
airport. Damn.
that's my daughter's dog. She's not a good girl.
Oh man.
I will after the show, Adam. She knows the rules.
That's right.
Yeah, no treat. So Steve,
I'm with Chuckles, man. My number one was Duke. I don't know whether it was a mail away or whatever. It was again, let's figure it out. It was a home, but I loved it. I love the fact that he was the leader. He was the leader, but he was always in the mix of things. Everybody looked to him and like he was the guy. And I enjoyed that aspect of him.
well,
That's cool.
if I can get time to do it, Duke's going to have a starting role in a picture or in a set I want to do for Monday Night Figures.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
So Duke, you will be a star this week.
So my number one, I had to think long and hard about it. But since 1983, he's always been my favorite figure, Airborne.
No.
I know everybody's shocked.
I can't believe it.
Airborne? Born? Is that what you're saying?
Airborne.
I don't know
Yeah.
this Airborne character.
I thought you said Bjorn. Air Bjorn.
Airborne. You wear him right
I
here.
heard you talk about this.
You wear him right here on your body. And that's my Airborne.
I know, Larry. I wanted to throw everybody off.
Or is that what they call the Swedish paratrooper team? The Airborne.
Maybe.
They're Bjorns.
So, do you know why Finland put barcodes on their Navy ships?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm
So-
of Norwegian descent. I know.
So they can, Scandinavian.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. By the way, there is a blood feud between Norwegians and Scandinavian Swedish people. By the way, they Norwegians have not forgiven Sweden for World War II. Things, by the way, just putting that out there. It's something to look forward to. If you ever watch anything Norwegian, like made by Norwegian people, and if there's something Swedish in it, they're usually a terrible person. Or something like it's just funny to look at. Like, there's a show on Netflix, Lillehammer. The only Swedish guy in it likes his animals too much.
oh my!
So it's just.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Sorry.
What am I?
So this guy's probably like, "Hey, little puppy, you want to come down and get some peanut butter in the basement?" Mm-hmm.
I've got a heavy petting zoo down in the basement.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Nice, Larry. Me too. Definitely top
Yeah.
10.
I don't know. I mean,
Good shots at IKEA. Going on. Yeah, he does. He does. He's got lots of those big blue bags. What am I going to do with this at home?
I just want to end the show today by thanking Agent Chuckles and Steve
Yeah.
Raindad for
Oh, it's a
coming back
pleasure,
on.
guys.
Thank you for having us.
We
Awesome.
always have a blast.
We always have a great time with you guys.
Oh man, likewise.
And, yeah. So, we'll do it again. I'm sure
Yeah.
we will.
Absolutely.
go check
It's
Go
so much
check-
fun.
Plastic Profiles out on YouTube and Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts at. These guys are on fire. Absolutely,
Oh, you're too kind.
Yeah.
absolutely
It's a great
love.
show.
Oh, keep
I
going.
love their show.
Come on.
There's
Yeah.
times I think I'm gonna have to break a fire extinguisher out and mail it to them because they're on fire so much.
Okay.
But
I can't back all that up. Just
Yeah,
simmer
yeah.
down.
Yeah. Let's leave the expectations a little lower.
Yeah.
so if you ever decide to go to Joe Fest, you can always fly to Jaeger Airport. I'll pick you up.
Okay.
Then on the way down, we'll have Steve run out and jump in on I-77.
As it's moving. Like, don't
Yes,
stop. I'm gonna keep up with it.
tuck and roll.
Yeah.
Well, you are skinny Jason Momoa. You can do it.
I believe so. I believe so.
That means he's got a
But-
motorcycle. He's going to ride with his shirt on.
Oh, man, all day with the hair loose, just wild everywhere.
So we're planning on doing a ladies' night with you and who was the other? Casey?
We were talking about somebody, and I was like, "Hey, let's have a ladies' night with Steve and." I can't remember now. I've worked too much with Steve.
Just Steve. That's all.
Yeah.
If somebody was just on not too long ago too.
Yeah. That's the bad thing about it.
Enjoy it, Steve. I'm only on the bald guy shows.
Hans Chow.
Yes.
Hans Chow. Yes.
Steve and Hans. They're the whole time they're going to be like flexing and holding GI Joes. Like,
And if that don't get us the subs for the ladies, I don't know what will.
See, like my wife's not even allowed to watch right now. So I do want to say happy anniversary to Shannon. Yesterday was her 27th anniversary.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
Nice.
I don't know how she's done it. I'm still trying to raise her. So
all right. Just so everybody's aware, there will not be a show next week. I will be out of town. Going to see Notre Dame. So
they still have a team.
Oh yeah.
I'm
we'll
still
see
bitter.
After tonight where we're going to be at. So.
Last in the nation.
Nope. But so that's where I'll be next week. But we will be back the week after for 1984.
Yep.
I think Eric's lined up people for that. And possibly the week after, Shark Eyes will be on for 85.
Yep.
And hopefully Ronnie will come on with them. But I haven't asked Ronnie yet. Haven't asked you yet, Ronnie.
Ronnie, we're asking you now.
And
Ronnie. What are you doing, Ronnie?
Like I said, before we go, I just want to, like I said, thank you guys for being on. Thank everybody who watches, likes, subscribes, watches later. We really appreciate it. And just one more, I want to thank Adam from Go Figure for our intro. I don't feel like I do that enough.
Awesome intro.
But it is a very cool intro.
Mm-hmm. And want to thank.
I want to make sure I do that more often.
Want to thank 3D Joes for all they do. 3D Joes. But yeah, they are awesome. That's where I got my list at last night.
Nice.
As I'm on break at work, I sat down, scribbled it out on a napkin. So
nice.
Yeah, I think all you Aussies should come down to Joe Fest. It'd be fun.
Yep.
And some other people, I'm not going to mention names. I'll just point. Needs to come to Joe Fest. It'll be fun.
Let's do it.
We'll be there one year.
Yeah.
When we get to 1,000 subscribers, that ought to be enough time, Steve.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I'm glad I don't have that rule. I never go.
Yeah.
So
we'll be there. We'll be there.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Somehow.
Yep.
Some way.
Yep. All right. Well, I feel like I'm just going to ramble.
Yes.
If I keep doing this, so I just want to say thanks to everybody again, and have a great week. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yep. Y'all be safe.
Yo, Joe, everybody.